We're just about to leave. Saying goodbye to our Carla Lily friends. They're still waiting for a window to get to Coffs Harbour. We're not as patient as them, but also we're running out of time. Our insurance doesn't cover us after November the 1st, I think it is. So we're going to go. We're going to... Farewell, New Caledonia. Thank you for having us, and thank you for such a surprise visit. Surprised that we stayed so long, surprised it was so cool.
Au revoir, à bientôt.
What's going on, Emma? We've got, I think we're doing like an average of about 7.5 to 8 knots at the moment.
Having a nice sail. Sea state's flat, wind's good, and I'm manifesting that it's going to be like this for the whole trip to Bundaberg. It says no wind, and you don't like seeing blue on the chart. I like blue a little bit more than you. It's my favourite colour. You're more of a red man.
The sea's blue, look. It's blue sky, blue water. You're saying, sorry,
the camera stopped. I was just saying that for people that don't know, blue on predict wind is light winds, and red and then dark red is heavy winds. So on a long passage, I don't mind a bit of blue, a bit partial to a bit of blue. I don't mind a bit of motoring, but that said, I'm confident that we're going to get more wind than they predicted. And our blue is going to be very pleasant. It's going to be a very nice sail all the way to Bundaberg.
I so hope she's right, because currently the weather prediction looks really light winds for most of the trip, and it's adding up to a lot of diesel, which I really don't enjoy motoring and dieseling along when you can sail. But push came to shove in terms of insurance cover and all these other things, timings. So we got to go, and we are going.
And we have a very comfortable sail, and we're not going to get bludgeoned by that southerly blasting up the east coast of Australia. So that is a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I don't want to do that either. But this sail right now is absolutely awesome. We are reaching at about 120 degrees angle, a bit less than, probably 110 actually. Flying along, getting nines every now and again off the waves. And it's just beautiful. And the sea state's not flat, but it feels flat because we're going downhill. Oh, is it movie time?
Yeah, it's movie time. I'm going to make some popcorn.
We don't have a movie theatre.
Because apparently you're not allowed to bring popcorn into Australia.
Oh.
Apparently. That's what Bernie said. Bernie said they took off his kernels.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make some popcorn to enjoy this movie with.
All right, this movie.
Yeah.
The sunset movie.
Yeah.
Rolling. And what a movie this is, hey? Such a beautiful sail to leave New Caledonia with. Just to expand on the insurance problem, one of the things that we can't insure on this boat is our mast. Timber mast, they won't touch it. I guess because a timber mast is a very expensive thing to replace in this day and age. Sailing into the sunset. The other thing is cyclones. A named cyclone, we would not be covered. Any damage to the boat during a named cyclone is out of the question. So basically we have to be south of the Tropic of Capricorn by November the 1st. And so that's our aim. That's why we've got to get back out of the tropics and back to Australia and down south a bit soon. So it's 6:15, 18:16. Just come into a sort of squall. Went from pretty steady 17, 18 knots to we're getting about 24, 25 now. Reefed the main down ahead of time, which was good. Just one reef. Probably could have gone two, but we're just running off with it. Still got the jib out, haven't got the staysail up. But yeah, that's what happens. Nothing about that?
Nothing about this on Predict Wind.
There's something about gusts, but I don't think it was here.
No, and again, it's always more wind than they say. That's why I'm not worried about that blue.
We'll see. Anyway, our heading is a bit different to what it was 20 minutes ago. It's backed and we're flying off with it. So trying to creep across it a bit so we get past it. But we'll get there. Doing some great speeds. So we were getting up to 30 knots in that squall, and we peaked at about 11.7 speed over ground off one wave. It's slowly veering back a little bit. We're starting to come out the other side of it, but we've still got a good, still sitting around 26 knots of wind. Anyway, boat's handling it beautifully. Norla just loves it. She's woohoo, let's go. So she's fine, which means we're fine. Good thing, eh? There are thunder and lightning squalls all around us at distance, so I'm monitoring them on radar and visually, trying to keep from going through or into any of those to keep us safe. Well, so far we got through the squall unscathed, but we've still got 30, 32, 33, 34 knots of wind, 35. We're flying, but it's a little bit more than I want. But we are making distance on the squall we went through. The lightning, I don't know if you can see it on the film, hopefully can, I'll show it, but yeah, it's pretty full on out there. So I hope we don't hit any more of those through the night. Emma, bless her, is making me some dinner.
So the floor keeps moving.
The floor keeps moving a lot.
The lights are flickering.
Being very brave about doing it. I've kind of got to stay up here. Originally it was going to be her watch, and then this came through and I went, no, I think I might stay up here and deal with it. You have a snooze, but she's not been able to sleep yet. So she's doing me some food, keep me warm and healthy, and then hopefully she can get some sleep.
Good evening. I've just got up to do my watch after trying to get a bit of sleep, but didn't have any luck. It's very rolly out here. It's kind of hard to fathom really how all the forecasts got this wrong. We're meant to be in a very gentle 9 knots to the point where Sam was worried there was going to be no breeze, and it's still blowing a pretty consistent 30 knots, and there's lightning in the distance, which is beautiful, but also a little bit terrifying. So I just hope we can keep ahead of it. Waves are quite big, it's pretty rolly. It'd be nice when dawn breaks and we can actually see what we're in and hopefully be ahead of this storm. My friend the moon has decided to give us a bit of light, which is nice, so I'd rather moonlight than lightning any day. Seems to have settled out here a little bit. I'm worried we might be making a little bit too much southing, but according to Predict Wind, not that I trust them much at the moment, that's not a bad idea to stay in the wind, but obviously we don't want to get too far south now that we've changed our trajectory for Bundaberg. But this time of night, I think we just need to stay comfortable and calm and then reevaluate in the morning when it's light. Got Ruby here. Hello, Mr. Ruby. Friendly Ruby. Not quite sure how I'm going to get him to move on. He looks quite at home, but I don't really want him pooing everywhere, because that's what they do. They poo.
I think this fella must have felt quite threatened by Emma's concern for his toiletry antics. So he's trying to prove his skills as a sailor, having a crack at the main sheet. Not bad, mate, but you got a long way to go. Come on, put your beak into it.
That's no place for a booby. You need to go.
So it's a good morning from me. I've been up since the booby attacked Emma. Flew into her back. Poor thing, freaked her out. And then it just sat here in the cockpit until I removed it. It didn't really want to go anywhere, but it was trying to climb up the wall as if it could get through it. So I don't know, it was stunned and blinded. Not sure which, but anyway, once I set it free, it flew off quite happily. So no harm done there. It is 5 in the morning, 15:15. Doing about averaging probably 6 to 7 knots, still downwind. Wind's sort of slowly abating down to about 14, 15 knots. Pretty morning, moon's still up. That's what we have to deal with at the moment. It's a little bit rolly. All the squalls and stormy stuff last night built up the seas in odd ways. There was a fair bit of veering and backing going on, so that makes a confused sea pretty quickly. So there's quite a lot of odd chop and odd different angles to the swells. I can see at least 2 or 3 patterns coming through visually. I don't know if you can catch it on camera. I'll give it a crack here. And the sun is on its way up. But we have been making an amazing speeds time. We've covered 100 miles in 12 hours. Basically we covered 100 miles, so might have been 12 and a half hours, but yep, 102 miles in 12 and a half hours is pretty good, I reckon. I think that's a good average. If we did that every day, we'd be there in 4 days, 4.5 days. That'd be nice, but don't think that's going to happen, because I don't think we're going to have that sort of wind for that long. Anyway, we're still chuffing along now, so enjoy it while it lasts. I wanted to talk a little bit about the squalls from last night, the thunder and lightning storms. To avoid them is pretty important. If you get hit by lightning on a yacht, it can take out all your electronics. It can also do damage to mast, rigging. There's all sorts of possibilities. That's a huge amount of voltage, of course, coming down into your boat. So anything electronic will suffer. So as exciting as it was dodging them all and tracking them, and it was quite a challenge for me mentally, although a part of me really enjoyed it, but it was also really, really scary. So you don't want to mess it up, you know. It certainly was fun riding the squall winds. That was fun. Every time you drop behind a wave, you get another sunrise. It's 9:20, day 2. I'm just about to go off watch and have some sleep. Emma's up and about. She's had brekkie. I had my brekkie. It looks likely now the weather is changeable again. It looks likely we could possibly make Coffs comfortably and safely. So we're still pondering the idea, but we've sort of fairly confident that that might be a better plan. Well, I'm fairly confident that might be a better plan. It's literally 90 miles difference in distance, and the southerly that was coming's backed off a bit and it's coming a little bit later, so we would beat it. So that's the main thing, really. Questions more than answers. Two in the afternoon, day 2. So I've been out 22 hours. There's pretty much no wind. I'm saying it's 7 knots. So I feel like that because we're running away from. I've just had a really good sleep. I think some of the best sleep I've had on passages actually. It's pretty chill. Up in the forward berth because it's not that rolly. It's a little bit rolly, but it's not too bad up there, and pretty comfortable. So it was good enough to let me have a really good snooze, and now she's gone down for one, which is good. Hopefully we'll both be rejuvenated for tonight's watches. And I'm having some lunch. I'm not a huge fan of red onion, but this is actually really delicious. Boiled eggs are great on passage, really easy to deal with. You can chuck them in the fridge and eat them as you go. Even if that's all you eat, crack it, easy to throw the peels off and get into it. Alright, I'm going to hoe into that. Ciao.
Good evening. I've just gone up to do my afternoon watch after snatching about 4 hours sleep. After last night, today's been actually pretty good. Last night was interesting. Something quite awe-inspiring about the lightning in the clouds, but when you're sort of alone in a boat out at sea, you feel a bit vulnerable knowing what that lightning can do. But tonight we've got clear skies. The sea state's really calmed, perhaps a little bit of confusion, but it's really comfortable out here. I'm feeling pretty good. Sam and I are sort of settling into our watches, which is great. At the moment we're doing about 4 hours on, 4 hours off, a bit of give and take. So not really sure how that will progress as the passage continues, but we'll see. At the moment it appears to be working. We've changed our trajectory yet again for coughs, so we've just got to hope that southerly doesn't come up any further north, otherwise we'll have to turn tail and run with it. But at the moment I'm just about to settle in and enjoy the sunset, make some dinner and enjoy the early night shift. So far so good.
It's 12:30. I just had some dinner not that long ago. Delicious. It's pretty cruisy out here at the moment. We've got about 15 knots of breeze, but we're only doing about 4 or 5 knots, even though we're on a kind of a loose reach, because there's about nearly 2 knots of current against us. It's 1.7 or something. And I'm a bit bemused as to why that is, because we should be in the Australia, eastern current should be sort of going south, but it's kind of going east. It's a bit odd, but anyway, maybe that's what it does sometimes, or maybe it's a different current that I can't find anywhere in books. But there you go. Could be global warming, something could be a variable. But nonetheless, we've got that, and it's a bit of a fight against it, slowing us down a fair bit. Anyway, I decided to turn the motor off and sail because there's enough breeze to keep the boat moving, and it's much more peaceful. We've been having a pretty good run so far. Last night, obviously, we had thunderstorms and lightning, and managed to run the gauntlet through that without getting anywhere too close, but good wind. Emma seems in good spirits and getting good sleeps. I've napped heaps today. I've had just blocks of sort of 3 hours or 4 hours or whatever off and had a good rest, and then relieved Emma, and we've done rotation watches pretty much through the day as well, which was really good. gave us an opportunity to rest, which I think is super important when there's just the two of us. And still not 100% certain Coffs or Bundaberg. It's still looking a bit like there might be a bit of southerly come through if we go to Coffs, but it's a lot lighter than it was showing earlier in the piece. Yesterday it was, or late yesterday it was saying, it had come through after we got there. Now it's showing it coming through before we get there. There's quite a lot of differences. The variables are still too far out, so I'm still hedging my bets at the moment. Right now we're kind of heading for Bundy, but that's partly to do with the wind. 4 hours ago we were heading for Coffs. It's also partly to do with the wind. It's to do with the angles of the sailing, so it's sort of zigzag obviously. So it doesn't matter too much at the moment. They're both kind of within sensible reach. About 12 hours extra to go to Coffs, so it's not a lot further to make that extra southing that we need to make at some point anyway. And every now and again there's not enough wind, and the sails do that. Flog. It's a beautiful night. Stars are out. Saw some awesome shooting stars. Emma said she saw a meteor last night. That would have been pretty cool.
Good morning. I think this is day 3 at sea, and I've just woken up to an absolutely glorious morning. Sun rising over there in the east. The sea state is calm. Got a light, gentle breeze, enough for us to turn the motor off. And Sam let me sleep for 6 hours, so I feel like I'm definitely ready to take on the day and enjoying the passage. So when it's like this, it's absolutely gorgeous to be out here. So I feel like it's going to be a good day. Still not sure whether we're going to Bundy or Coffs, but I guess as the day ticks along, the wind will ultimately make that decision for us.
Good morning. Well, good morning for me. It's actually 12:40 on day 3. So I've nearly done 3 full days in a few more hours. We've got about 615 miles to go to Coffs Harbour. Presuming we go to Coffs Harbour, it's all still changeable, but it's looking good for that trajectory now. So that's our plan. Look at this. It's a beautiful sea state. Pretty calm, but we've got about 10 to 11 knots of breeze, and we're sailing beautifully with the cutter rig, full main and the cutter rig, and I'm about to fly the drone because I've really been itching to get some footage of Norla under sail, which I've never been game to do because we've never had a sort of situation where it just felt like, yeah, I can get the drone up and keep sailing. No obstacles out here, nothing to run into with the boat, I hope. So it's a good opportunity. And Emma hasn't gone to bed yet, so I'm going to ask her. Emma, what's your impression of this crossing so far?
So good. This is what I imagined Pacific passages to be like. And that hasn't really been the case. So today, really, and last night, it's just been perfect. It's been beautiful. Been able to walk around pretty well. There's not too much of a hill. Still under sail. It's warm, not too hot. Sea state is just lovely. So I'm having a great time.
Yeah, good.
Just hope it stays like this. I mean, my concern is still that that southerly's going to come up, which is what stopped us from going to Coffs in the first place. But predict wind haven't really got their predictions very right so far. So hopefully that southerly will stay away and we can make our way down the coast.
Awesome. Yeah, but it is magical at the moment, and you do wish that every crossing could just be like this, but then I think the seas would be covered in people if it was this easy. So as you can see, we got the drone in the air, and there's Norla sailing across the Pacific Ocean.
I've been eager to get some shots like this for so long. Very pleased we got the opportunity to do it today.
So that was epic, at least in my own heart. Flying the drone from the boat, it's got all these auto landing things and GPS locators and all this stuff and avoidance stuff built in, which is fantastic when you're flying normally on land or around obstacles. But at sea, when we're sailing the boat, it's really tricky. Even setting it off, Emma had to hold it up, and I had to have it's got a mode called sports mode, so I had to put in that sports mode cuts off all the automatic avoidance stuff. We didn't hold it far enough out off the boat and almost hit the back, because obviously the boat is moving forward and the drone's just going to hover where it starts until you start moving it. So getting it to get out of the way, even though I was pushing it forwards, it didn't quite go quick enough, and I was like, whoa, probably missed the solar array by about 20 centimetres or something, which is okay as long as it missed. But hopefully got some great footage. We will see. I'll be showing you as I'm speaking. Landing it was equally, if not more complex. So I was bringing it up beside the boat, and obviously it's got a track along beside the boat. We were probably doing 6 or 7 knots at the time, and so I'm hovering, but then I've got to try and bring it in at the same speed as the boat, holding 2 sticks at the same time, then bring it in, then try and bring it down. So I've got 3 different things to work. If anyone's got any tips on this, any experts out there, let me know. What we ended up doing was rounding the boat up into the wind, stalling the boat, and just holding it in irons basically, and just bringing the drone in. And even then I still had to grab it, turn it upside down to turn it off. But we got it, thankfully. All's good, and really happy that we've finally got some drone footage of our yacht sailing. Norla under sail, full cutter rig. She looks beautiful from the air, so really looking forward to having a look at that footage later on.
While I was landing the drone, I kept the drone camera rolling so you can see just how tricky this manoeuvre was. There is only a few metres, as you can see, between the main sail boom and the backstay and solar panels, lines every which way. And with the boat rolling around constantly and Emma not going to fly or grab the drone, I had a lot to juggle on my own. Thankfully I managed to do it without crashing the thing, but it certainly had my adrenals pumping. Whew. That's it for this episode, but we'll leave you with a little bit more hard-won drone footage. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. See you next time.